So in this video we're gonna be covering how to stop waiting for people. So waiting energy actually delays things, and I've often talked about this to my clients, sometimes on videos, sometimes in my blogs. It's usually a recurring and running theme that I'm really talking about when it comes to having a successful life or bringing things in towards yourself. Now, one of the key factors I always find is people waiting for other people, or somebody making you wait. That's not fun. Somebody making you wait is not fun, because again, it's a draggy, delaying energy. But in today's video, I'm really gonna cover when you hold yourself back for people, when you wait for people. So I'll give you an example of myself. So I was a person that always wanted to be going different places, seeing different people, traveling to different countries. A lot of my team call me dynamic. A lot of people that know me call me dynamic. I don't like being stationary in one place. It drove me cuckoo. I have an Aries rising, so I always wanted to be like, almost like the Tasmanian devil, and the spirits always had to like calm me down, like no. And the key factor that comes from me from that is, if you want to go places in life, you have to stop waiting for people to join you in those places. Yes, I know you want company. Yes, I know it's nice to go out with people. For the large majority, people are complacent, and they have been lulled and dulled into complacency. Social media is a big factor. Technology in general is a big factor when it comes to people. What happens with so many people is that they fall into this routine, they fall into this rut, and then to get out of that rut, it becomes hard for them. They're just like shuffling along. They're like a zombie. When I look at most people, they're just like zombies. They're just like shuffling around. They're dead. Their spirit is dead. The only thing is like just barely enough life in the body so that they're classified as alive and not pronounced dead. I mean, they're already spiritually and energetically, they're already dead when I look at them. When you have life in you, when you're animated, when you're dynamic, as most people call me, people feel overwhelmed by you. They feel threatened by you. Why? Because you are reminding them in so many ways that they're not really living. They're not really alive. I've had people come into my life very quickly, come and bounce out, because it's a mirror. What's happening is they're seeing, oh shit, you know, she's doing so much. People always used to try to slow me down. You need to calm down. You need to slow down. I remedied that by removing them from my life, because I have no interest to slow down for anybody, and nor do I care for it. I'm here in this world very much on a specific divine mission for Spartanite to be able to do, and I enjoy going quickly. I enjoy moving fast. That's the thing. That doesn't mean that in that speed or that velocity that I'm doing the wrong things, or it's just carelessness. I'm very precise in how the car is moving. It's just the natural speed of the velocity is a lot higher than people. When you want to achieve things in life, you have to leave a lot of people behind. It's a sad truth. I don't like discussing much of it, but I think it's something that a lot of people don't really take the time to discuss. The reason I say that is not because they're bad people, not because there's anything wrong with them. They're just not on your wavelength. They're just, I looked at some people in my life and I thought, okay, if I keep this person 10 years in my life, in mentally, this is a long time ago, many years ago. If I keep this person in my life and I revisit them in 5 years, in 10 years, what's the conversation going to be like? And you know, the problem was, the scary part is the conversation was nothing different. It was the same old, same old, same old, same old. There is nothing new. When you talk to most people, there is absolutely nothing new. What they were doing at 20, they're doing at 40. What they were doing at 40, they're doing at 60. Prime example is, for instance, I'll give an example. It's a guy I was in a relationship with years and years ago, when I was quite young. So he was a little older to me, and he worked in the financial sector. So, you know, we went our separate ways. I was still quite young then, and out of curiosity, a couple of days ago, I was like, you know what, let me type his name into Google and see what he's up to. It's not because I fancy him, it's not because I'm interested in him, not because I care what he looks like. Don't care, hope I never see him again, and that's that. Best of luck to him. what I'm trying to point down, the next point is something that it will make sense to people who want to grow in their ambition. He was doing the same job, same work, but just in a different firm or a different company. But when I looked today, I was like, damn, I think I didn't just dodge a bullet, I dodged a whole landmine of grenades. Why? Because had I ended up settling down with him, I would have just been dulled into complacency and dropped to his level. He would have never climbed to my level. I would have always had to drop to his level. Because people who are not ambitious and they're not cut out for anything in life, they're just, like I said, they're shuffling around. Leaving people behind is very important. It's a painful process. It's a process most people will hate you for. I'm sure there are a lot of people who watch these videos and think, who does this bitch think she is? You know, look at her sitting and talking about this stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in people's minds when they're looking at me. There was a very interesting comment that one of my subscribers, like, a shout out to Food Abroad. You know, I don't know who you are, but you always watch all my videos and comment, and I'm really grateful. So thank you so much for everybody who subscribes, obviously, to the channel, and who does subscribe at whatever evergreen time you watch this. And Food Abroad's comment was about business and saying that he or she had set up a business, but you know, they're not really maybe getting the traction that they want, because again, there's that block to visibility. You see, when you make yourself visible, of course you're gonna attract criticism. If people are watching this video and they hate me, they are gonna find anything to pick apart in this video. Oh, look at her, you know, she's got her kitchen sink in the back. Oh, look at her, she thinks she's all that with 2 flowers in her hair. They're gonna say all types of things, man. This is people, but the people who are saying it are always behind you. They're behind you for a reason. You know, they're not ahead of you. They're not people you're looking towards, man. When you drive a car, when you walk, you don't do this and walk. You have to look forward. You drive forward. And so leaving people behind is a very important thing. And because if they're not contributing to your life, you know, for me, I'm very open to every single person, because I always think, all right, well, a lot of people have the potential to change. You know, I have a very optimistic mindset about things, and I think, yep, people have the potential to change. If they truly desire and wish for change, they will change. But according to me, when I've done this work extensively for many years, 9 times out of 10, people hate change, which is exactly why when change is forced on them, they grumble. People like their routines, people like their comfort zones, people like their rut. And then they really wonder why they've not gone anywhere in life. I can often take one look at somebody and say, your life is a dead end. Even I know that. And when I start thinking someone's life is a dead end, I'm like, wow, this is really bad. Because somebody needs to want it for themselves. Most people don't want change. They don't want to be successful. Why should they? They can shuffle around and just, you know, be lazy and be a victim and get everybody else to pick up their nonsense, and they don't want to amount to anything. And a lot of people could stop me and say, well, trauma and abuse and this, that. Yeah, I know, because I have been through narcissistic abuse. I have had large amounts of trauma. But you know, that trauma didn't define me. Those individuals don't define me. They're nobodies. When I think of them, they're the dust you step on to get to the next level. You have to crush and stamp on them to move upwards. In fact, I've often said that the people who treated me badly have done me a massive favor. Like, they don't know how big of a favor they've done to me, because in treating me that way, then obviously I have to go away and work out what's going on with me. So essentially, it's a growing chain, growing pain. They've done me a massive favor. And when you have a mindset of somebody who has treated you badly has actually given you a gift, it's like that saying, you know, once I was given a box full of darkness, and darkness too is a gift. There is evil darkness and there's divine darkness. And with Spartanite, I create a lot of divine darkness, meaning the shadow, you have to look at yourself. You have to be self-aware. And doing that work, a lot of people don't want to do that work, and I'll try and explain why in this. You see, when you make a decision, you make one decision, it can eliminate 20 people around you just by that one decision. So a lot of people don't want to make a decision, and people who are married and people who are in relationships or taken, as I put quote marks, because, you know, we all know what's going on. Like, it's just, I always say married people need to stay in their lane. Like, please, just stay in your lane. When one person starts in a duo, this is the reason people's marriages fail, their relationships fail, their friendships fail, because I can guarantee you, it's the law of oscillation. It's the universal law of oscillation. One person is gonna move. They're gonna outgrow the other person. And then you're gonna feel resentful. And it's not resentful of the person as much as it's their energy. Because what's happening is you're changing your energy. The easiest time to work on yourself is when you're single. Why? Because there's no interference per se. But this is the reason people do not change, because they know. There was a guy, I still remember, I read his story somewhere and I'll never forget it, and he said that, you know, his wife had gained some weight and she wanted to like slim down, so she started going to hot yoga, she started going to hot Pilates. Like, she really went, she went hard, man. She went to the gym, she went walking. So, you know, over like a period of like a year, she's probably lost about like 2 dress sizes. Well, guess what? Her confidence has shot up. She feels good about herself. And the kicker, she's now getting a lot more attention from men. Why? Because she's visible. Because weight is a type of form of keeping yourself drab. Like, it's protection. I don't really want people to see me, you know, because if they see me, they'll attack me. And I'm not saying that's not a reality. I surely was very much attacked when I was younger for what I looked like, because why who are you to think that you can look better than me? Even men, but these are narcissistic men, so they're not really men though, are they? That's the thing. And the guy was very honest that he felt his entire marriage was out of control, because now what he had one of 2 choices. He either needed to step up with her, go to the classes with her, or go independently work out, or get divorced. That's what energetically happens. That's why there's a clash, and that's why you need to be honest with yourself that a lot of people just won't change. They won't grow. They're not interested to grow. They don't want to change. You talk to them 2-3 years from now, it's still the same old. People get fed up. And for me, if I just see that there's no change in someone, like they just don't want to change, they don't want to make the effort, that's okay. That's not for me to change them, you know? I'm not their mother, and even if I have children, it's not my responsibility to be. They're sovereign individuals. Just because I would be their mother doesn't particularly mean that I have like that control. They're always autonomous. And I always say change comes from within. Change comes from you wanting, you being fed up of where you are. I remember having somebody saying this to me, that people don't pay to get into heaven, they pay to get out of hell. Change has to come from within. And change is painful, growth is painful. You have to leave parts of yourself behind, you have to leave people behind, because you know you can't take them with you, because they don't want to change. And furthermore, they're going to hold you back, and that energy is not going to fit. And you owe yourself in this world to be the best person, the best version of yourself, and not to constantly tiptoe and think, oh, what will this person think, or will they want me to do this, or blah blah this that. You know, you don't deserve that, man. You deserve better. You deserve, if you truly are ambitious, you're a big thinker, you think vast, you think big like me, a lot of people are just not for you. Not because they're bad people, not because I have anything bad to say about them. They're just not on the frequency. They feel freaked out, they feel threatened, and then what do? They scale back. In my life, so many times when I asked people, do you want to do this, do you want to do that, the answer was always no. Why? Because they felt lesser than me. They felt threatened by me. They didn't have to say it, they just slowly shipped out, because maybe the places I wanted to go to or the fun I wanted to have, people's version of fun is getting a blanket, sitting at home and watching Netflix. My version of fun is booking a day and going out for quad biking, or, you know, booking a flight and going somewhere else. I'm not saying I don't like chilling on the sofa with a blanket. I have a very adventurous spirit. A lot of people are not adventurous, and when you are ambitious, you always are adventurous. You want to try different food, you want to go to different countries, you want to learn different languages, you always constantly want to grow. The conversation is growth orientated. Leave people behind if they're not growth oriented. You don't owe somebody anything in their life. If they want to stay in a victim place, you honor that and just leave them alone. That's the thing, because there can be some people basically where it's like, oh, she's always telling me what to do, and it's no, we're just trying to help you shift out that. But a lot of people, they just want to stay where they are because they're happy where they are, because it's the key factor. and I want you guys to remember this when you watch this video, they have given up on their life. People who have given up on their life do not require a space in your life. If you are somebody who has not given up on yourself, you want to move forward, you see that there is an entire world out there for you, then you need to get away from people who've given up with themselves, who just say there's nothing for me. Because if there's really nothing for them in this world, then how on earth are you going to carry something whereby the energy feels fresh, it feels optimistic, it feels healthy? So I really want you guys to sit and think about that, and think about your attitude, think about other people around you, think about who you are and how you are around people as well, and really have a think. Of course, there's always a plane when I'm doing the video, and a loud one at that too. I was just waiting for it, and decided to show up now. Think about the people that are in your life, because it's very important to really sit and think who's there and who's not. How are they contributing? Is this a growth-based mentality, or is this just something that's a time waste?